Are there any techniques for a marketing team to become more creative and innovative?
Yes, there are. It's funny because sometimes when we talk with prospective clients, they worry, oh, well, we're not a very creative team, right? So we're not a creative marketing team. And I always tell them, you just need the right techniques, right? You need the right methodologies and techniques to untap that, right? To extract it from your minds and from your hearts. And so, for example, going back to the example where we did the local road shows, the intimate events, and helped iProspect go from 85 to over 700 people. That was a framework, which I call doing the opposite. Do the opposite. So whatever marketing you're doing today, what if you did the opposite? So for instance, iProspect was spending $50,000 a shot at these massive trade shows, and it's sending 10 people and being right next to 29 competitors.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the opposite of that? The local intimate events where we select who's going to be there and there are no competitors. And instead of 2-minute conversations, we have 2-hour conversations. So that was a framework of using the opposite approach to break through and have breakthrough results. So that's one way that you can do it, is think, okay, what's the marketing that we're relying on today? What if we did the exact opposite? And it might sound silly. It might sound absolutely crazy, but it really works because no one else thinks like that. No one else is willing to do that. So another framework besides the opposite is cross-pollination. So cross-pollination, right? You take ideas from different industries, you mash them together, and you come up with something brand new. There have been studies done, really, really interesting studies done, that looked at the number of patents that were being awarded in the United States in different cities. And what they found was that cities that had a higher population of immigrants were producing more patents. And the reason why is because you have this merging of cultures, you have a cross-pollination of ways of thinking, of history, of experience, and it produces this new innovation, right? This new collaboration with new ideas, you merge it together and it helps you be more innovative. And so, cross-pollination, doing the opposite, also brainstorming. So one thing which I find really interesting is, I ask companies, how much time do you devote to brainstorming and new ideas and innovation? And this is the marketing team, right? I'm not talking about product development. I'm talking the marketing team. How much time do you spend on this? The typical answer is maybe 1%, right? Maybe 1% of their time. Most of it is on doing. It's on the busy work of the day-to-day. There's very, very little investment in thinking of the new, in thinking of what's next, what's around the corner, where do we need to be 12 months from now? And if your team spends 3 times as much time, let's say this coming quarter, on innovation and innovative ideas and what's new, what can you do that's new, you will be more innovative. You're focused there, you'll come up with more ideas. Now, here's the misconception with innovation is a lot of companies think it's just this aha moment. You just have one aha moment, you have a light bulb moment, right? That's not real innovation. Steven Johnson has an amazing TED Talk. He wrote a book called Where Great Ideas Come From. His TED Talk has been watched millions and millions of times. His book is amazing. I would strongly recommend it. And what he talks about is the iterative nature of innovation and how all major innovations throughout history, they've relied on prior innovations. They rely on prior ideas, and then they incrementally improve them. And it goes from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next. It's not that you have a group of people who shut the door in a conference room and for 1 hour come up with a brilliant idea, right? It's that you lean on what ideas did you have in your last brainstorming session, and the one prior to that, and the one prior to that. So what I'm saying is develop a system, develop a process and a system where you make innovation part of your DNA. You make brainstorming part of your DNA. It's part of what you do as a marketing team. And instead of just having one brainstorming session for the year, which a lot of companies do, have one every month, right? Have them all the time, have them consistently, and be consistently innovating, consistently looking around, consistently gathering and sharing ideas. One of the things that we did when I was at iProspect was every single week, our digital strategy team would talk about new ideas. And it really helped us bring completely new ideas. One of the things we brought to the table was we said, well, look, we only have like 5 or 6 case studies for the entire company. Our clients were very happy. We just didn't have documented case studies. So our digital strategy team said, what's a way to break through and have 100 case studies? How could we, instead of 5 or 6, how could we have 100 at our fingertips? And so we said, you know what? We're going to go around, we're going to interview the client account teams, we're going to document everything, and then we're going to slice and dice and atomize the case study. So from one account team, instead of just having one case study, we might have 5 or 6 or 7 case studies, right? And we went around on a blitz and we did this account team after account team after account team. We built a database so that it was indexable and you could find everything. And we wound up reaching 100 case studies within months. And so, it's all about how much time and energy are you really devoting to new ideas, right? To innovation, to lateral thinking, to creativity. And if you're not spending the time on it, it's not going to happen.